Hello, all you bladers. So this is another collab with Ultimate. Okay, I forgot how to say your name. Okay, I'm gonna restart. Okay, three, two,
Two,
one.
one.
Hello, all you bladers. So this is a news slash collab thing with Ultimate Solo Nate. This is the second collab I've done with him, and we're just gonna be giving our thoughts on the new Bahamut and Valkyrie.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ultimate Soulmate, and today I will be doing a collab with Dual Blader, and yeah, we're gonna share our thoughts on the new Bahamut and Valkyrie. So,
Yeah. So
are you ready to get started?
Yep, we kind of just put this slideshow together like half an hour ago and kind of like talking about it, so we didn't really have too much time to like make everything like colorful, but that's okay. Yeah. So first with the Savior Valkyrie slide, so a lot of people thought it was going to be Saber Valkyrie, but I feel like Brave is like something like similar to Savior instead of like, I guess, Saber. I feel like Saber would be something to go with like a new Excalibur Bay, but not Savior.
Well, I'm thinking of Saber though, because like first of all, it's the first Japanese translation we got, so I mean it's just gotten stuck in my head. But also we had Sword, or technically it was Slash, but we also had Sword, and it's supposed to be like similar ideas.
Yeah,
so Saber is also a kind of sword. So I mean they both work.
Yeah.
Either way, I think the bay is good. It's looking really good in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the design. I just kind of it looks a little bit wacky compared to Brave, because Brave had like the I guess more of like a clean kind of shape, but I still like the design. It's just not as like clean as Brave. So, and then
so what I heard was that those rubber points that are like the rubber points that look really weird and un-Valkyrie like, I've heard those are gonna like wear down and awaken, so to say.
I mean, that might happen because with things like Judgment and Lord, the rubber is so thick and not exactly like super pointy that it doesn't wear down. Same thing for Brave, but then there's also things like Variable and Evolution where the rubber's sharp and it wears down. So I guess it really depends on how hard the rubber is and what kind of material. And then,
because also think about this, what if it has the extreme dash rubber, and it has the super good rubber and it just has insane recoil?
Yeah. But then again, if it has that kind of rubber, it probably won't have much stamina because the driver already probably won't have much stamina. So
yeah, but again, it could be the new Rage. I'm interested. I really want to see Rage get taken over because I'm tired of just having Rage beat everything. I'm ready for a new attack type. So, what do you think of the Power Core?
The Power Core, I think the design is kind of similar to Slash Valkyrie in a way, and I like it. I mean, for me, Brave Valkyrie is definitely still my favorite. Second is definitely Chozy, but this could be like a close third because I like the design. It's more unique than usual. It's more like, I guess, different. And then also the Power Core is supposed to have a bound gimmick on any
I know.
ring.
So the bottom part, or wait, are you talking about the driver or the layer?
Well, I mean both of them, but the layer is not bound, but the actual chip causes the layer to be bound. So if you put it on something like Cyclone, that'll be like double bound because the wings are already bound, and then you could have like a second bound with the layer. Or I don't know how that's gonna work.
No, Valkyrie was bound. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the driver though, the spring in the driver is just it's very weird, and in the picture, okay, here's what I see in the picture. I see the tube and then I see the little point inside, and the point inside, it doesn't look like straight. It looks like it's on one side just a bit. So that could be a problem.
Maybe that's because the actual armor, the 7 armor, has 7 points, so it's like causing the 4 points of weight to be like more unbalanced, maybe? Because
I don't know if the 7 armor is going to be unbalanced though, because we had the 7 disc, and that was actually the best numbered disc for stamina. Is even better than 0.
Yeah. And then I did like this video of the other day, like that's pre-recorded with like a super unbalanced combo. And then you know how there's like ever since Turbo, there's always been a jumpy bay. Like first it was Hell Salamander with just the driver, and then it was Vi Longinus, which is actually the bay that I did the video on. I just gave it charge metal, and it's super unbalanced. And then there's Hollow Death Scyther, and then now there's Savior Valkyrie. There's so many jumpy bays.
Who would buy Hollow Death Scyther? On a completed unrelated note, like, I don't see the use at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to use, but, like, competitively, I'm pretty sure the only competitive combo for Hollow is, like, Hollow Lucifer 2, 1S Wheel, Destroy Dash or something. I remember seeing that on the WBO.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that too. It actually did really well, but anyway, back to the Valkyrie. What do you think about the new launcher,
The new launcher?
Gear thing.
Like, I like how they're customizable, the DB launchers, but, I kind of wish there would be more than just colors. Like, it's definitely, like, a big step.
It's not just colors.
It's not?
No, the orange part is it's a completely different gearbox. It's called the power gearbox.
Oh, okay, then that makes it interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I had no idea about that.
I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know what they would do, though, because, like, you can have the power gearbox or you can have the normal gearbox. Which will you take? It's like, I want the powerful one, please.
And then just, like, on a side note, with all these, like, new parts, like, people, like, every time there's a new part, people are, like, excited. And then every time there's, like, a reused part, people are, like, TT's lazy, Hasbro's lazy. But then it's kind of like, have you heard the saying, if you give a kid candy or something, like, if you give a moose candy, it'll just want more candy? It's kind of like that. Like, TT's, like, giving us so many new gimmicks and drivers, and then whenever they just, like, take a break to, like, upgrade an old one, people are, like...
They practically get harassed on the WBO.
Yeah.
They're just so angry. It's like, oh, I don't want a new Bahamut. We've already gotten a Bahamut. And I mean... Yeah. I understand wanting new motifs. If we only get Rashad and Rashad's Bay and Belial this new season, I mean, I would want them to make more, but I'm not against these ones. Because, like, they're remaking the fan favorites. And then if you think about it this way, each person, they have, like, a old Beyblade they want remade. Like, for me, I'm really excited about the new Bahamut. Yeah. So everybody else is going to be like, oh, I want a new Fafnir. Oh, I want a new Valkyrie. And every single Beyblade, I guarantee you, will sell tremendously well.
Yeah. And then for the Bahamut, I heard that it's like, I think this is a rumor, but you know how Bahamut, it starts off with like jaggy edges, and then as it goes halfway, it becomes circular? I heard for this Bahamut, it's the opposite. Like, it already is circular when it's not any damage.
It's not the opposite. It's not the opposite. Because if you look at the Roar Fafnir picture, the lock, it's completely unclicked and it's jagged. And then if you go to the Roar Bahamut picture, it's halfway through and it's circular.
I guess I don't know where I heard that. I heard some, like, Baytuber talk about it. I don't remember what that would be really
interesting, though, to have, like, the perfect circle kind of thing. So it keeps stamina, and then at the very end, it can get some good smash attacks in.
I feel like the way you should go with, with attack and defense is the way Master Diabolos is built, because at the end, you'll barely be spinning, so you want to have as much stamina as possible near the end, and then in the beginning, you want to, like, attack. If you, attack at the end, it'll be pointless because the attacks won't be useful because you won't have much spin left. So.
I think, like, defense is kind of getting merged with stamina. Like, I feel like there's no defensive driver that isn't high stamina that is competitive. So this is just kind of me rambling, but I've been thinking about, what if you something like Extreme Dash for defense? And hear me out on this. So, it has the super soft rubber. It isn't going to get ringed out, but it will also be able to get ring outs.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be interesting. I don't know. It's just a random idea. But also, look at the Bahamut. A Giga appears to be painted. Not sure if that's true. Might just be a trick of the light, but to me, it looks like it might be painted, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, and then Kai, the #1 blader on the WBO and Burst, he actually on his Baybase blog, he did like a thing on Lucifer at the end, and then he kind of like talked about how TT still hasn't learned how to make a completely viable defense type, like how there's always been stamina, attack, and balance types, but there's like defense types, like you said, have always been defense and stamina hybrids, like. There's either like bad defense types like Variant Lucifer that can spin steal, or there's like, good defense types that have stamina, like Kaiser Corvallis used to be one, and then there's like Arc Balkash and Emperor.
Well, the thing is, TT knows, they know that they know how to make a defense type Beyblade because we had Metal Fight. Because in Metal Fight, I know neither of us are the most knowledgeable on this topic, but I know Death Quetzalcoatl had a rubber tip, and it's a defense type. We had a defense type, and that rubber tip, it wasn't an attack rubber tip, and it was used competitively. So
they could. Defense is all about not getting knocked around. Like, I didn't really understand the meaning of defense a while back because I just thought it was like the same thing as stamina. But it, like, defense is just not getting knocked out, I guess. But then, because, like, stamina types are all about, like, survivor finishes. Defense types are about not getting KO'd. And I guess attack types are about bursts. But it just... Defense is still kind of confusing to me. Like, I don't understand the point of not getting knocked out if you're not going to spin. Because, like...
Well, I think the point of defense is to knock other Beyblades out. Because if you think about it, in Metal Fight, which another comparison we're not going to be the most knowledgeable in, I do have a couple of Metal Fight bays, and there's one at Gravity Perseus, is a defense type, and it hits like a train, and it will just ring every single Beyblade I put at it out. And I think that's what defense used to be, but now it's just, with Burst here now, people have just kind of forgotten about how defense is supposed to work.
Yeah, I've taken, like, so many character quizzes of Beyblades, and guess what character and what type of Beyblade I've gotten every time?
Ken and Kaiser Corvallis.
No, actually. I've gotten Ken a couple times, but I've mainly gotten Free, like, the majority of the time.
Free? That's interesting.
And then I've always gotten defense as the type. Like, there's this TV show called Ninjago, which I'm also a fan of. Like, my favorite element is, like, lightning, no, not lightning. It used to be lightning, but then I took the quiz multiple times, and I kept on getting coal and earth, like, over and over and over, and I guess my favorite element just changed to earth. So my favorite type used to be attack, but now that I've gotten defense so many times, it's changed to defense now.
Yeah, I'm same with you, and I've not even taken these character quizzes. Defense is just, it's such a cool idea, and so underrepresented in Burst.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just really like defense. So, moving on to the parts, we have Giga, Moment, and I believe this is the 10
armor. Yeah, so the 10 armor. I remember watching, no, it was on the site. It said that the 10 armor, it looks like it's only, actually, we can't really see the armor because we don't see it in high mode, so we...
Yeah.
Or wait.
Or there's pictures on the slideshow.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So the armor, it says it has 10 slots that are evenly balanced, but I can see the 4 pink slots, and then the other 4, like, sharp slots, so it should be called 8, not 10, because I don't get where the other 9 and 10 pieces are.
Well, the middle one, because there's 2 surrounding the middle one.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't care about the number. I just care about the weight distribution and how good stamina it has, because I think the armor introduction thing so far, I really don't know much about how it affects the Beyblade, which armor you have, because right now I only have Dynamite Belial.
It's similar to in GT. Like I don't have any dynamite base yet, but
Yeah.
it's very similar to GT because sparking, it was different with the whole like the chip core not being really useful and the chip just being useful
Yeah.
in weight. Like the main
Yeah.
reliance was on the chassis, but back to
Yeah.
GT now, the chip is on the teeth has the chip, so and then there's the armor, so every piece is important. Sparking was definitely cool
Yeah.
and unique, but it just made some parts useless, like the chip and chip core. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Solomon is better than Valkyrie, but not really much
I'm
else.
not gonna lie. Sparking was probably my least favorite season. I just felt like there wasn't every new release. I was like, oh my, it's a new release the first day, and then like afterwards, it was just like, oh, another release. Like I just was not hyped for anything. Like the new Wyvern, it was cool, and then it came out, it was like garbage. And
Yeah.
because I only I didn't really, I wasn't really like keeping up with the news for the beginning of Sparking, so I missed like all the Brave Valkyrie and Mirage Fafnir, so then it just started slowing down very fast.
Yeah,
And I felt like the last releases.
in the beginning it was kind of cool, and then like Brave and like for me,
Yeah.
Sparking as in terms of anime, the anime was definitely like my least favorite, but in terms of like actual like bays, it was actually like I'd say maybe maybe my third favorite. Like my favorite system was GT because that's
Yeah,
the
I
season where
agree.
I started like getting into Beyblade a lot before
Yeah.
because I started blading in the like I guess late 2016 or early 2017. And then I had like 8 bays up until 2019 when GT was like around. And then 2019 is when I started getting like more Beyblades for my birthdays, and like 2020 was when my friend showed me how to like sign into YouTube and stuff because I had no idea
Yeah.
like what YouTube was. I just saw the app on my TV and watched Blast Zone Kid and Beyblade Geeks, and then now like I have a YouTube channel and I'm like on the
Yeah.
WBO and stuff. So like 2019
Yeah.
was kind of like when Beyblade started getting more exciting for me.
This is actually really embarrassing, but I just started in 2020. I fell down the rabbit hole with COVID, and this was like my thing 24/7, researching Beyblades, going hard. So, yeah, I've just been learning as much as I can. So, yeah.
That's cool.
So the next release is Roar Fafnir.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
I feel
like
with the Fafnir, like they always do. I don't know if this is actually, yeah, it has happened because they did Dread Fafnir before, and then they before did like King Fafnir and Super King. So I feel like they're always gonna have like some sort of like
a
left recolor of
Fafnir.
Fafnir.
Yeah. Well, it's also like Fafnir is always one of the Beyblades that comes out first, just because people love Fafnir so much, and it's, in my opinion, Fafnir is overrated. I think it's an amazing Beyblade. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we need another Fafnir. That's just all I have to say. It's the same idea over and over and over again in my mind, and like you're not going to use it in same spin and an opposite spin. I would even use Geist over like Mirage just because I can have more rubber contact.
True.
So it's just, I feel like we don't need another Fafnir right now. We could have gotten a new Calzar.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a new Beyblade, but
I feel like
something.
I feel like after Sparking, they should have like started like a different kind of route. Like they kind of like started this in GT where they were kind of like taking away characters like Shu, Free, and Louis, and then they were kind of like changing up the system. So I thought GT was gonna be like a new character thing, but then they didn't do that. Same for Sparking. So I think they should have done that with Dynamite Battle because it's the perfect introduction. Like all these iconic bays like Fafnir, Spriggan, Valkyrie, they started like so little and they've evolved so much to their full potential, but Sparking was their full potential. Yeah, with all these like iconic parts. So what else is there left to evolve after they've reached their full potential? So they should have just old base.
The thing is, in saying that, it's kind of like if Takara Tomy is going to just get all new characters, we're getting a new system. It's not going to be burst. It's going to be something new.
That's true.
And I don't want that. I've collected bursts so much, and then for just bursts to end, and I know it's inevitable. And honestly, DB might be the last season ever of burst, but
to be fair, people thought that Sparking was going to be the last season in Burst.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, and then I agree with you. Like, I never want Burst to end, but at the same time, I do want new characters because these old iconic characters have grown to their full potential. You know, besides Free and Louis being trashed. But
yeah, we need something new in the anime, but we need it. We need something new. Period. But we need burst, or that's what we want, we should say.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the parts are 00, Revolve, and 2.
Yeah, I feel
2, I'm disappointed because I got it from Dynamite Belial, but whatever.
Yeah. And then Dronzer V2, Zero Cross reboots 10 purple version.
Dronzer V2, I would actually like, if I got the random booster and I pulled Dronzer V2, I would be happy.
Honestly,
like reboot.
Or you can say.
So, if I got Dronzer V2, first of all, you get the purple 10 armor, which I think it's gonna look amazing. I don't know. Then you get Zero. I don't have anything to say about Zero. Then you get Cross. Cross is actually a really good frame. And then Reboot Dash, which is currently a WBBA exclusive part, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, for me, I don't want to be, offensive to any Metal Fight fans, but, for me, Metal Fight is kind of, weird-ish.
You mean, plastic? This is plastic, by the way.
Oh, well, I have no idea. So, even, plastic and Metal Fight, for me, I tried watching, the first episode. It was just a little bit weird for me, and I can't...
Yeah.
It's so hard nowadays imagining a Beyblade that doesn't burst. In Metal Fight.
You just gotta stick out the Metal Fight anime. I watched this first episode and I was like, this is so weird, but I don't have anything better to watch. So I stuck it out and it got better. It got better.
Yeah.
But it's definitely only for some people, I will say that.
Yeah, and then Zero, they've given us a lot of redos of Zero. Cross is a good frame for limited and also for LAD and it looks cool. Reboot Dash, I could care less for, to be honest, because there's Ultimate Reboot Dash. But
yeah.
It's, you get the 10 armor purple version, so that's cool.
But Reboot Dash, okay, so we have limited and then we have classic in the WBO, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, Dronzer V2, put that in classic. It might change some things up, who knows? Maybe Dronzer V2 is the best classic bay. But for Reboot Dash, Reboot actually works a lot better with less heavy Beyblades because it doesn't have the rubber, but also it conserves more stamina than Ultimate Reboot. So this might be able to be some sort of tornado staller attack stamina hybrid combo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see
it could work. Yeah. And also, I just want Dronzer V2 because right now I only have 2 Beyblades that I can use in Burst Classic.
For Dynamite Ragnarok.
Dynamite Ragnarok, it's...
It kind of reminds me of Air Knight. I don't know why. The color scheme kind of... You know that Air Knight in the early Sparking booster with the white revolved tip? It was a recolor. It was white and bluish, or I think that was.
No, I don't remember it. Oh, I do remember. Oh my gosh, you're so right. That looks exactly like that.
Yeah, and then in Left Burst's video that he did a couple days ago, he said that Air Knight was based off Valkyrie. Air Knight, I didn't really get that. Dynamite is obviously they.
Well, it wasn't. The motif was, so the center part, not the actual Beyblade.
Well, that makes more sense. And
yeah.
For just Just is honestly, like, I could care less for Just. I don't really have much to say. Nexus is cool if you don't have the Dynamite Belial. Plus, you get the
like,
Dynamite
honestly,
Ring.
you could just skip Dynamite Belial and just get this random booster and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
But I've actually heard Just has some uses if you wear it down enough, but I don't have a Mugen Stadium, so that would be very hard.
True.
So then we have World Dragon. I like this, but I hate it.
I like it because they're giving us a world recolor, and they rarely do Spriggan recolors. Dragon, it's a cool chip. It doesn't look as cool as Imperial, though, because it's a bit goofy.
Yeah.
Outer, it's a cool disc. We don't get much of that. 4A, I actually really wanted that chassis, because 4A is like a really
4A is pretty rare.
Yeah, unique single chassis with a like unbalanced thing.
But then High Metal Survive, that's just, that's the worst possible driver, I think,
thought they learned
in this
their lesson.
game.
Yeah, I thought they learned their lesson from metal drivers, but apparently not. It's
We
kind of
just
like...
have to think this. At least they didn't make the DB bays have metal locks.
Oh, yeah, that is so true. Because that would, like, completely damage the drivers. It's kind of like TT hasn't learned their lesson with metal drivers, and Hasbro Pro Series hasn't learned their lesson with the teeth growing issue thing.
I'm recently becoming an organizer for Austin, so if I have a tournament and I have one of these metal drivers, you know what the reward is going to be. And you're just going to want to give it a bit away. But yeah, actually, I heard Outer isn't that good, like, compared to other discs, or, I mean, obviously it's outclassed by Wheel. But I heard that even, like, 00 or 0 with a frame is better.
Yeah, I actually, a couple, like, months ago, because, like, Outer was, like, being used a lot in, like, Limited, and then, funny enough, I joined the WBO on the exact, or, like, I joined the WBO literally, like, the exact day before the Limited format was introduced. So this was, like, completely, like, new to me. Like, I thought... Are they changing, like, tournament styles? Are we not allowed to use, like, sparking bays? And then Outer was being used a lot, so I just decided to use... I have, like, 2 Lord Spriggans and 2 Revolves. So I used Outer and 0 on both of them, and then they were pretty much a tie, so... Outer and 0, they're basically the same, but if you give 0 a frame, it's better. Plus, the weight helps with defense.
Yeah. I've heard, I think this is really off topic, but I've heard 0 is better for defense, and then 7 is better for stamina, and then Outer is just, it's just kind of outclassed.
Outer could have decent use in LAD, but I don't really see it too much. 7 is like a really good disc for stamina. I don't know why, but it's just like, it's really good.
I'm pretty sure it's... Well, first of all, it's actually really decently heavy. Yeah. And then, just a second, I have my set right over here. I believe, so the surrounding ridge, it's fairly flat. So when it's leaning over, it'll get extra life after death by scraping on that outer ridge. Yeah. And then for the rest of it, it's just very balanced.
Yeah.
So on to the next one.
Honestly, Variant Spriggan is probably the one I'm going for if I get for this random booster, because Spriggan, I actually like, how sparking chips have 2 prongs on the top and bottom? Like the part that locks into the ring? Like the...
Yeah.
My top prong kind of broke because I was doing like a testing video, like before I got my bays taken away, which now I have them back, but I was doing like Rage on Volcanic Dash. Like Rage just slammed into World like so hard that like World had the 1S at wheel and drift, so that's like really loose, and it slammed into World so hard that the prong snapped off. Plus, I don't have Variant. I do have 1S, but I like...
Variant is not something to buy this for. Let's just make that clear. You probably know this, but Variant, do not buy this for Variant.
Yeah, Variant is kind of trash. I don't know, like, the color scheme is kind of appealing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
And then high hold dash. I have hold dash from,
It's really good, yeah. The triple booster.
Yeah, the triple booster. I forgot what that was from. And then convert, convert, like,
It's a good disc.
in the anime, it has this, like, weight switching thing, and then it does that in real life, but I had no idea how to, like, make that work, or even if it had that gimmick until I watched the Beyblade Geeks unboxing, like, a year ago. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like convert. I know it might... Okay, it's definitely not the best, just because the low life after death, the unbalanced mode you're not going to use. It's a similar deal to Alter Chronos.
True.
Where you're not going to choose unbalanced over balanced.
I mean, unless you're like, you have like Unite Dash and you're up against like opposite spin on Drift, you're not going to win anyway, so you might choose unbalanced to like for a KO because you're going to lose anyway. But I could see that unbalanced isn't really going to be used much.
Then high hold dash, I'm very excited. I think hold dash, while it's by no means one of the best drivers, I think it's a really fun driver to use. And I think if you make it high, so it could actually go on top of the opposing Beyblade.
That would be really cool to see.
It might even be able to be one of the most competitive attack type drivers in the game.
Possibly.
Oh, it could be a defensive driver because remember, we were talking about it earlier where you could have the attack go to more of a stamina mode, similar to generate.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of how hold works if you get it completely awakened.
That's true.
That would be very interesting to see. So then,
the Devil Blade.
The Devil Blade.
It's basically dynamite, but it has like a sharper shape. I honestly...
It has rubber, too.
I think it has rubber. If it doesn't, that'll be fine because it has the 4 slots for the Fafnir armor. The 4 little white things. But then again...
The thing is, this isn't going to be used. It's a rare, big battle prize thingy.
On Zenki's video yesterday, he did like a campaign thing. So, or he talked about a campaign thing, so it's not going to be used in the anime.
Yeah. So. Well, actually, it might be used in the anime. Or, no, it will not be because of this next slide. The perfect Belial. We finally get to see the Longinus armor.
Perfect Belial isn't confirmed as the name, but yeah, it's got all the attachments.
But just like, okay, so I've heard on the WBO that the Longinus armor will actually be the, like, new armor. Like, the armor piece, too, will be no more. Oh. Thank goodness.
It looks so chunky. The thing, it looks so chunky. Like, it just looks so big. Like, it doesn't seem realistic.
It looks pretty dumb.
It's so big. It's like, it's even, like, I bet you it's, like, bigger than Lucifer the End's, like, diameter.
I know, right?
That's insanely big.
But look at, like, the Spriggan frame alone.
Yeah, that is, like, so big. And then,
I think...
Ilinuk, he did a video on the new Spriggan design. Or, it's not confirmed.
I think it was a fan concept. I saw the thumbnail. I don't think that's confirmed.
It's not confirmed, but it's, like, usually the bays are based off of, like, art concepts. Left Burst did a video of that.
I think that's, like, definitely not confirmed. Like, it might be based off that, but the outer ring wasn't a singular color for the chip. That's why I didn't watch the video.
Oh, well, that's good, because I honestly, like, the chip was, like, whack, but, like, when I saw the new Spriggan, I was really disappointed, because, like... I realize now the reason they did Right Requiem and left Legend on the world layer is because Requiem and Right both start with R, and Legend and Left both start with L. I don't know if that's, like, coincidence.
That's interesting. But, do you know Spriggan Requiem is actually better in Left, and Legend Spriggan is better in Right?
Yeah, because Legend Spriggan, I have the bay, and then it's, like, it is insanely loose in left spin. The teeth are even, like, chipping. But, Requiem, I've seen, like, a lot of, like, like combos in limited, or not limited, in like, I was like looking at the WBO
Back in
like,
the day.
yeah, back in the day, and like God, a lot of combos were like left Spriggan Requiem, zero, cross, atomic, or bearing. So
it's like the master of today. People use master so much.
Yeah.
So, one more thing. Do you think the Spriggan should be left and right spin?
Honestly, I mean, it should always be left and right spin, but I don't want it to have the Devilos thing, where it's like 2 layer bases, like Abyss and...
that would... No, they won't do that. They won't do that. I can't explain it, but if they do that, like...
It's just...
No, they just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I trust them too much.
Yeah.
Just a second. I'm gonna look at my Dynamite Belial and see if that would be even possible.
Okay.
It'd be very weird, but it might work. It's hard to say. I think they might do the flip the layer again.
Yeah, because in Sparking, the slopes were like opposite sides, but the ring had to be flat. Like Spriggan's always had this thing where in left spin it has smash attacks, and in right spin it has upper attacks. Or
except for World.
Oh yeah, World, because World had to be flat, because the Sparking thing, it had to be flat for it to be reversible, so not like Master.
I just want another... I just want a redo for Storm Spriggan. It is my favorite Beyblade. I don't care if it's not left and right spin. I just want a redo. I want them to remake the design. I want to see how it would do if you could put, I don't know, Belial teeth on it. Because think about it. It could actually be a very good design if it didn't burst.
Because Storm Spriggan, it has the... it has the 2 ginormous axes, but it still has that defensive stamina shape you need for a balance type.
I know. I have the Hasbro version, and since the slopes aren't bad, it's actually very good.
Yeah. I have this combo that I used to use, or I still do use it, because I made it before, like, my base got taken away. Hazard, Kerbeus, Zero Bump, Unite Dash. It's like, Unite Dash is a solid balance type tip, but what it needs is a good stamina layer, because it has rubber, so Hazard, Kerbeus gets the job done. And then Hazard, Kerbeus is good for stamina defense, but it has such bad teeth that it needs a dash driver, so Unite Dash gets the job done. And then Zero Bump just adds that stamina defense.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we got, like, a new tip similar to, like, Unite and Merge? Because I feel like Unite was good, and then with Merge, they just screwed up Merge.
I mean, Merge...
It did not work very well. I mean...
I honestly like Merge a little bit better than Unite, just because... It has a bit better defense in left because the way the spiral thing is shaped.
Yeah.
And then it's also a little bit more aesthetic to some people, like me, but Unite is definitely, like, better for, like, overall.
I like Unite's performance. It's just... For Unite Dash, it's different. I feel like Unite Dash, the rubber, it just isn't as soft as it was for the original Unite, or at least that's how it is in my experience, because my Hasbro Unite variable got nothing on Unite.
Yeah.
Like, Awaken variable, Unite is faster for my Hasbro Unite. I don't know if it's, like, production flaw, but for that reason, I love it.
Yeah, because the World Spriggan Unite Dash driver, I got it, like, a couple months ago, World Spriggan, and then it doesn't really wear down that much. I've used it, like, a lot, but it hasn't wear down. Like, the sharp plastic part has gotten a little bit rounder, but the actual rubber is not wearing down that much, so...
It's a shame.
Yeah.
The hard rubber.
Yeah.
Well, for the final slide, just giving credit to all the people who put these pictures on the WBO.
Yeah.
Thank you for all these people. I mean, they were released in the Coro, but I've scoured their website and I can't find the pictures. So this is why we have the WBO. Make sure to go check it out, guys.
Yep.
So yeah.
So should we end it now, or should we just like keep talking about the anime, or just a little bit, like 5 minutes, or should we just end it?
Let's talk about the anime. I haven't been doing anything with it. I haven't been watching episode reviews, nothing. I want to watch it blind, but catch me up a little.
So I'm gonna go on my computer and like, I forgot what the episodes were about, but I'm sure like if I look at the thumbnails of my episode reviews, I'll kind of get a flashback. So what episode did you last watch?
The first 3.
The first 3.
I watched the first 3. But like, I'm not very good at watching things in Japanese, as I do not speak Japanese.
Okay, so the 4th episode, Cyclone Rag. Okay, so the 4th episode is basically after Bell destroyed Ranzo's Bay, and then he created Cyclone Ragnarok, and then that's basically all that happens. Keep in mind that before episode 9, before episode 8 for me, I didn't know how to watch the full episode, so I just watched like 2-minute versions on YouTube, but starting from episode 8, I could watch the full 12-minute thing on the Korokoro. So
you just watched them in Japanese?
Yeah, they have subtitles though on the Korokoro.
I know, but the subtitles are not very good. Yeah,
it's a little bit inaccurate. And then in episode 5, it's basically just Belial going in high mode. So the whole idea is that it has this gap, so Ragnarok isn't able to land direct hits on it, and then Belial is using that gap to hit Ragnarok harder, and that's basically the whole idea. Episode 6, I titled this thing High on the Fly, and the thumbnail is just Belle in a jumpsuit, so I don't really remember what it's about. So wait, let me... The 6th episode of Dynamite Battle. This episode...
I think I listened to the review, and it's just like they just battle some more. I think Ranzo used time mode.
I'm gonna click on the video. Okay, so I just started it back anyway. So the second episode, or no, the 6th episode. The 6th episode. So Ranzo, or no, what's his name? Basara's reviewing some footage of basically Belle beating Ranzo, and then Ranzo's kind of just waking up, and then Ranzo's kind of training against Basara in high mode. Belle's in a jumpsuit, just jumping, and then he like flies in the air and lands in front of Ranzo, so that's pretty funny. And then I guess Ranzo's beating up Belle in high mode, and then Belle basically uses Venture Shoot and beats Ragnarok, and then that's basically the whole episode, or at least I think it is, because I didn't watch the full episode for episode 6. Episode 7 is when you get that like really fan-made picture of Vaults, where basically episode 7 was my favorite episode so far, because it has this like ginormous... So basically Ranzo and Belle are training, and then Hannah's getting kind of bored, so she just goes out and sees Vaults. And then she, like, there's this, like, fan-made image, like, that just looks so... I know. It's so...
The the Volt JoJo fan club.
Yeah. And then Volt and Hannah are kind of just chit-chatting, and then when they go in the mansion, Belle appears in this ginormous pink gummy robot thingy, and then he just, like, swings his fist at Volt, and then Volt punches the fist. They explode in flour, and then Hannah's just like getting so fed up with Belle, so she's covered in flour, and she gets this stick and pokes Belle's foot like in the giant robot, and the foot is like blown up by helium, so when she pops the foot, the robot explodes, and Belle is like sent flying 100 feet, and he would have died if he didn't have that parachute on him. So yeah. Episode 7 was definitely my favorite episode, and still is. Okay. So episode 8 is Venture Crush, where basically... Oh, right, I forgot. Free, so, right? Yeah, not yet. So in episode 7, I forgot one thing. In episode 7, after the pink robot incident, basically Vault is Vault battles against Bell for a round, and then they're hitting each other.
I remember the debate for this battle.
Yeah, they kind of hit each other 2 times pretty hard. Belial comes in, Vault just jukes Bell, and then comes in behind and slams him. And then in episode 8, it's called I titled it Venture Crush. So it's basically where Vault uses Flash Launch. Bell also copies Flash Launch and does a move called Venture Crush. So it's kind of just filler, but it's also pretty funny because in the beginning where Vault is like getting ready for the second round, Ranzo is challenging him. And then every time Ranzo challenges him, Bell attaches this hook fish thingy to his underpants and he pulls him into this cave. So Bell is definitely like a prankster.
Yeah.
And then the preview is actually when you get to see the Fafnir avatar. Episode 9 is basically Vanished Fafnir appears. He beats Ranzo by spin stealing and using his bound attack to burst it. It's basically it.
Yeah.
And then they also meet Rashad, who is a member of BC Soul. Episode 11
this is the part where I'm confused. This is the part where I'm like, this is the part where I'm interested with the Rashad part. Because I don't understand what the deal is with Rashad. Is he like just another person on BC Soul? Is he like Delta 2.0 or something?
I feel I think he's a new blader at BC Soul, and then he kind of like looks up to Vault a lot, so he kind of created a red Valkyrie, and Vault apparently knows this and is fine with it. So, I mean, maybe it's just because Vault knows that even if someone else has a Valkyrie, they won't be able to beat him, because even if someone else has a Valkyrie, Vault and Valkyrie will still be able to beat the copycat Valkyrie. So, maybe that's the reason. And then you also get Bell creating this Fafnir armor piece, the upgrade. And then I think that's when... Oh, no, wait, no. And then episode 12 is when Bell and Free battle. And then basically they're like... It's a draw. So, like, Free gets a... There's this new move called Vanish Counter where Free is in high mode and he uses the armor to use the rubber to get, like, a kind of, like, defensive mechanism. Like, instead of using the bound gimmick, since the high mode is blocking the rubber from being more flexible, he uses that rubber as a defense and knocks Belial out. And then in the second round, Belial's, like, Fafnir attachment, the rubber... He gets knocked into the wall. He uses the friction from the wall and the rubber to kind of like rebound, kind of like winged launch in a way, and knock Fafnir out.
Yes, because this works so well with rubber.
Yeah. And then that's basically the end of episode 12. And also in the beginning, it's actually Renzo's birthday. I had no idea until I watched, I think it was Zenki's review, where he said it was Renzo's birthday. So... In the beginning, like, basically Bell and the butler prepare a cake, and then I thought Bell was actually going to be nice for once, but when Ranzo pokes the cake, it explodes, and he doesn't get any cake, so that's just...
Of course it explodes, because it's Dynamite Battle.
Yeah, that's just mean. And then episode 13, Episode 13 isn't out yet. That comes out this Friday. So, yeah.
Oh. Nice. Well, I think... probably time that we can end this. So, yeah.
Okay.
Guess we can do our outros now.
Okay, so do you want to do yours first, or?
Sure. I'll see you guys next time on Ultimate Selenite. Goodbye. Thanks for being here, Little Blader.
And, okay, I forgot my outro. Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Wait, I forgot. Okay, I forgot my outro. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm not used to having another person in my videos, but...
Yeah.
Don't forget to keep on blading, and peace out.